the
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Polar Park, home of the Worcester Red Sox, for today's 2025 MIAA Baseball Division III State Championship matchup between the
Good afternoon and welcome to the NFHS Network production of the 2025 MIAA Division III State Championship from Polar Park in Worcester, Massachusetts. We'll send it to public address announcer Pete Royce for the starting lineups and the national anthem.
For the visiting Cougars of Arlington Catholic, first the reserves, number 22, Justin Scully, number 20, Samuel Matthews, number 19, Andrew Smith, number 18, Connor Keeley, number 13, Henry Naylor, number 12, Kevin Brierly, number 10, Tyler Nelson, number 8, Lucas Sousa, number 5, Justin Lynch, number 4, James Rogers. And now the starting lineups for the visiting Cougars. Leading off, the second baseman, number 1, Trey Flaherty. Batting second, the catcher, number 2, John Recinito. Batting third, the center fielder, number 7, Matthew Tolland. Batting fourth, the left fielder, number 3, Ryan Torello. Batting fifth, the shortstop, number 11, Cole O'Neill. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 6, Tyler Valenti. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 17, Robbie Kindle. Batting eighth, the pitcher, number 14, Patrick Clare. Batting ninth, the first baseman, number 9, Connor Fleming Bennison. Playing third base, number 15, E.J. Laval. The head coach for the Cougars is Chris Hall, assisted by Evan Walsh, Josh Gliona, Dan Sinelli, and Fran Fusco. And now the reserves for the Hornets of North Reading High School. Number 1, Tommy Gazda. Number 7, Ben Mahoney. Number 8, Cam Parrott. Number 9, Ryan Lab. Number 11, Ethan Kwan. Number 12, Nick Santiago. Number 15, Colin Brady. Number 16, Jacob Hewlett. Number 17, James Wyatt. Number 20, Scotty Costello. Number 24, Chris Libby. Number 25, Brady Cullen. The manager is Aiden Tuhig. And now the starting lineups for the Hornets of North Reading. Leading off, a second baseman, number 5, Antonio Ricca. Batting second, the shortstop, number 10, Jason Curran. Batting third, the left fielder, number 18, Christian Lava. Batting fourth, the center fielder, number 3, Gavin Brady. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 4, Max Florestal. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 6, Matt Mancinelli. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 22, Nick Torra. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 14, Glenn Mello. Batting ninth, the third baseman, number 2, Liam Blanchette. And on the mound for the Hornets, number 21, Dylan Matthews. The head coach for the Hornets is Eric Archambault, assisted by Ed Blum, Matt DeVecchia, Matt Cooney, and Ryan Baker. The umpires for today's game are Rob Pruner, Mike Lynch, and Mike Muchmore. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise for the playing of our national anthem?
Once again, welcome in alongside our producer, Carlin Barkin, my broadcast partner, Jeremy Abreu. I am George Bannister here for the MIAA Division III State Baseball Championship here on the NFHS Network. And we have two teams who maybe they knew they were going to get here, Jeremy, at the end of the day, but a 9 seed and an 11 seed to battle out for this D3 title.
Yes, George. So the number 9 North Reading Hornets had an interesting road to the state championship here. They defeated Medfield 8-0, Weston 6-4, Apponequet Regional 5-4, and Wakefield Memorial 6-0. So there's your brackets there, as we can see that they're averaging just over 6 runs a game. And really, George, they've been getting it done with pitching and defense. As we talked about, they've had 2 shutouts so far in this state tournament. On the other side, number 11, Arlington Catholic. They come in defeating Medway 7-2, Tewksbury Memorial, a big 14-3 victory. Big offensive explosion there. Foxborough, they defeated 5-3, and then a really close one against Sandwich, 5-4. Really good pitching matchup here, too. Dylan Matthews for North Reading, Patrick Clare for Arlington Catholic. This has the making of a good one here, George.
Cannot wait. The 3 in charge on the field, Rob Pruner, Mike Lynch, Mike Muchmore, the 3 umpires as assigned by the MIAA. We have a beautiful, and I mean absolutely beautiful day here in the heart of the Commonwealth. Game time temperature about 81 degrees. We're approaching 4:05 for a first pitch. And again, doesn't get any better than this. And kudos to the MIA for getting such a wonderful venue, going from one great venue, LeLasher Park in Lowell, to another Red Sox-based venue in Polar Park here in Worcester.
You know, it's always great for these high school kids to be able to play on a field like this. I remember back in my high school days in Rhode Island, we used to play at McCoy Stadium, which was the AAA home at the time of the Boston Red Sox. A couple things to keep in mind here. Most of these pitchers have not had the experience of pitching in a park like this, right? The backdrop. So see how that affects things. The same with the outfield, tracking fly balls and things of that nature. Otherwise, we're in for a delightful day of baseball here.
Yeah, especially keep in tune. If any balls hit to the corner, I'm going to assume there's a lot less foul ground here than they're accustomed to in their home parks. First pitch coming up from Dylan Matthews is on the way. 4:06 p.m. Fires upstairs. Ball 1, 1-0.
Starts him high with a fastball up and away. Outfield heavily shaded over to the left-hand side, considering there's a right-handed hitter up. Center fielder Brady is practically in left center field.
And they're playing really shallow, too. I know the fences are deep, 399 in left center. Here's the 2-0. In there, the first strike of the afternoon thrown by Dylan Matthews. But still relatively shallow center field. Here comes the 2-1. Catches the outside corner, 2-2. Good bounce back.
Yeah, nice pitch there by Matthews. Good job battling back to take this count even.
Matthews, the burly right-hander, gets his sign from Matt Mancinelli. Tap foul at the plate. Trey Flaherty is leading things off for the Cougars. He'll be followed by John Resanito, the catcher. Matthew Tolan in center. Ryan Torello in left. Cole O'Neill at short. Tyler Valenti in right. Robbie Kindle, the DH. Patrick Clare on the mound. And Connor Fleming Bennison. Ground ball down the line. Fair down to third base. Taking a wide turn is Flaherty, but he'll hold up at first.
So nice piece of hitting there by Flaherty. Took the outside fastball. Instead of trying to roll it over and ground out to the right side, he goes with the pitch, and we start off with a leadoff single.
That'll bring up John Resanito to face Dylan Matthews. The defense behind Matthews, Christian Lava, Gavin Brady, Max Forrestal left to right, Liam Blanchette, Jason Curran, Antonio Rica, and Nick Tora third to first. Bunt attempt down the first base line. Picked up in fair territory. They get the out. Perhaps Matthews could have let that roll foul.
Yeah, I was very surprised that he picked that thing up. It was destined to go foul.
Take another look here. See that English on that ball as it's going down the line.
Nice play there by Matthews, because that's a tough throw to first, too. He's got to deal with the runner running down the first baseline as well.
That'll bring up Matt Tolan, the center fielder, and a 3-hitter here for the Cougars. And they're going to intentionally walk him. And that'll set up a first and second situation with one out for Ryan Torello, who's playing left field today. very left-hand heavy toward the top of the order here for the Cougars. 3 of the first 4 batters hit from the left side.
Arlington Catholic in business right away, first and second with 1 out.
Matthews takes a peek at second and will deliver to the plate, fouled back toward the press box, the writing portion of the press box, or the writer's portion of the press box, and that's 0-1. Cole O'Neill standing on deck for the Cougars.
Like to see Flaherty get a little bigger lead there with Curran playing off him quite a bit.
In the dirt, good stop by Mancinelli, prevents the runners from advancing. Count evens up at 1-1. That's a good point, Jeremy. With Curran playing so far back, he's got room to take an extra step or two, maybe one more right now. Opts not to take it. The 1-1, tap foul, 1-2.
Matthews getting ahead here, 1-2.
To your point, Chris Hall in the third base coaching box had his hands on his hips like, come on, get something, get bigger here for me.
You can always go as far as the closest fielder to you. So again, we'd like to see Flaherty get a little bigger of at least a secondary lead here.
Matthews delivers a 2-2 way upstairs. Mancinelli has to leap out of his crouch to make that catch. And the count goes full, 3-2.
Arlington trying to get on the board here first in this 2025 Division III state championship game.
In the air to left center field. Trouble in the Bermuda Triangle. In from left is Christian Lava. He'll make the catch for out number 2.
Nice play there by Lava, calling off Curran. He's got the better angle at it, and he makes the nice catch, as we'll see here.
Always priority, middle infield over corners and outfield over middle infield when they're coming in on the play. As you mentioned, that's the better angle, easier angle for them to come in and make the catch. And that'll bring up Cole O'Neill, the shortstop. Runners on first and second. Flaherty at second, Tolan at first for the Cougars here in the top of the first. Pitch clips the outside corner for strike 1 from Dylan Matthews.
Good lively fastball here by Matthews on the outside corner.
You can hear the mitt pop all the way up here in the press box.
It's always a great thing when you're a pitcher, too, to hear that catcher's mitt pop. Gives you a little extra boost of confidence.
Breaking ball misses too far inside, and the count goes to 1-1, and off goes Mancinelli to speak to his hurler. Perhaps with the runner on second, got confused as to what the pitch call was supposed to be.
Right-handed hitting Coleman O'Neill, the shortstop for Arlington Catholic.
One ball, one strike here to O'Neill. Matthews is ready at the belly button. Checks on the runner at second, and Henry delivers to the plate. Strike on the outside corner, 1-2.
So quickly getting ahead here, exactly what he wants to do. Now he's got a little room to play around with a 1-2 count.
Tyler Valenti waits on deck for the Cougars. Should it get to him? The 1-2, up and away, 2-2.
So he decided to try and go a little high there. Now I'd expect maybe a breaking ball here, a little maybe low or low and away. Change that batter's eye angle. Let's see.
Up the middle, softly hit, tough play. On the backhand is Antonio Rica standing on the bag, and that'll go down as a fielder's choice to end the top half of the first inning. 1 run, no hits, no errors, 2 left on at the end of the first half inning. It's still 0-0 between Arlington Catholic and North Reading.
When you're the epicenter of asking what if, then the future of power, precision, control, and feel is labored over, dreamt about, tested on, crafted. From the lab to an athlete's hand, body, head, and heart. Because the greatest sports innovations may have been born in Chicago, but they're made for the world. And without a doubt, they're made for what's next. It seems like leaders were destined to be so. Born with confidence, blessed with talent, graced with wisdom. That's how they might seem, but it's not how they're made. Leadership takes practice and discipline and critical thinking. It's not a gift, it's a choice, and it starts here. Decide to lead as an Army officer.
When nobody tells you believe in yourself, power comes from within. If they counted you out, it doesn't matter, you're still gonna win.
And right, Matt Mancinelli behind the plate, Nick Torra at first, Glenn Mello, the DH, and Liam Blanchette at third base to face Patrick Clare.
Setting the defense for Arlington Catholic, left to right in the outfield, Torello in left, Tolland in center, Valenti in right. In the infield from third to first, Laval at third, O'Neill at short, Flaherty at second, Fleming, Benison at first, Clare on the mound, and Resinito, the battery mate.
In at third is Laval, anticipating perhaps a bunt here from Antonio Rica. And the first pitch of the afternoon is a ball down and in from Patrick Clare, 1-0.
It's got an interesting windup as we were watching during the break, George. You think he would be going from the stretch the way he fits his body position. He doesn't, though.
Pitch missed down and away, and the count goes to 2-0. Not how you want to start if you're Patrick Clare. Hitters count here to Antonio Rica.
Outfield a little shaded over to the left-hand side. You see Tolland in center to the left field side of second.
That pitch missed well inside, and now it's a 3-0 count, and I would imagine that Eric Archambault will say, red light, please, do not swing.
Yeah, absolutely. 3-0 count. You've watched the starting pitcher throw 3 straight balls. You do not want to help him out here at all, and you want to get that leadoff base run around.
The 3-0 clips the outside corner, and the count goes to 3-1. And as a hitter, you're still in position here. You got a good count to work off of. Now you pick your pitch, and if you like it, you drive it.
Can still be very selective with what you want.
Here's the 3-1. Downstairs, a leadoff walk, and Antonio Rica will make his way to first.
Just what Arlington Catholic wanted to do, get that leadoff base runner on, get some speed on the bases for Curran.
On deck is Christian Lava. Well, we saw a little small ball from Arlington Catholic in the top half of the first. Do we see the same thing here from North Reading? In at third is E.J. LaValle. He's playing in front of the bag, not quite on the grass, but at the cutout at the bag. Nice healthy lead at first for Antonio Rica. Set at the belt is Patrick Clare. Will deliver and misses upstairs. Ball 1-0. Now, listen, if I'm North Reading, I see he's having difficulties during his warm-ups. Out of the 5 pitches he's thrown, out of the 6 pitches he's thrown, 5 have been balls. It's a red light here for me.
Oh, absolutely. Rica with a very healthy lead over there at first. Another ball.
That brings it to 2-0.
So like you said, George, you know, in checking out the control problems that Clare is having right off the bat here, I'm going to make him throw a strike. I may make him throw 2 strikes.
Yeah,
He's only thrown 1 strike. It was a gimme 3-0 pitch.
Clare set at the belt. Takes a long time and will deliver the 2-0. Accidentally fouled to the screen. It goes to 2-1. And that, as a hitter, it'll drive you crazy. As a coach, it drives you even more crazy.
Yeah, that ball looked like it was a little up. Curran wishes he could have that back, get that bat out of the way. We have a 3-0 count and things look drastically different.
Rica extends his lead over at first on the 2-1. A hit and run, maybe?
He might be going here. No?
Rica stays put. That pitch missed upstairs, 3-1.
You swinging or are you taking another strike here?
I'm taking another strike.
So am I. So am I. Especially to get first and second, nobody out, get the heart of the order up. Rica, even a bigger lead now.
Clare set at the belt. Takes a long look and will deliver. Ground ball through the hole right side. Going station to station, and after the E9, taking off for third is Antonio Rica. So a single and an E9, and Rica gets all the way to third. Runners on the corners here for the Hornets.
So Valenti had to range to his right to make that play in an attempt to make the backhand. I think he was looking at the runner, Rica, and the ball got away from him, enabling him to take third.
That'll bring up Christian Lava with runners at the corners. John Resanito will step out in front of the plate and give the first and third defense. And we'll see what type of lead Jason Curran commits to over there at first base. A lot smaller lead than Rica, but a good healthy one. First pitch catches the inside corner, and a little defensive indifference will allow Curran to get to second base.
Yeah, if they're going to give it to you, take it. Absolutely get out of the double play situation there. So a lot of advantages to doing that. Every team in a first and third situation should be trying to take advantage of that because the defense doesn't really want to throw the ball around all over the place, especially with the first run of the game 90 feet away.
Infield will stay back. Well, corners are in.
Horns up, as you like to call it, George.
Up. That's right. Horns up defense. Line drive, base hit left field. One run is in, and North Reading takes a 1-0 lead here in the 2025 Division III State Championship.
So nice piece of hitting there by Lava. Jumps on that pitch, hits a nice line drive into left field to get North Reading on the board here.
That'll set up first and third again, this time for the cleanup hitter, Gavin Brady, the center fielder. And before that happens, we'll have a trip to the mound to have a conversation with Patrick Clare.
Third base coach wisely holding up Curran on that play. Why risk it at this point in the game? You have the starting pitcher on the ropes essentially already. He's having control problems. When he's been able to throw strikes, North Reading has been jumping all over it. So no need to take that chance here. First and third, still nobody out, 1-0.
Gavin Brady will step to the plate. Max Forrestal in the on-deck circle for the North Reading Hornets, who again come in as the 9 seed. And some people look at a bracket and think, wow, 9 versus 11 in the championship game. But both of these teams have had stellar offensive outputs and then great pitching when they've needed it.
Now, if I'm Lava, I'm going. First pitch here, first move. There he goes.
Throw down to second base, cut off at short. It will be a stolen base for Lava, as there was technically an attempt. So now runners again at second and third as you take another look at Lava taking off.
What was your favorite defense for the first and third situation?
Would probably cut off by the shortstop.
Yeah, just like there. Because what you want to see as a shortstop is you want to see that runner break. Because if he breaks, you got him all day, dead to rights.
That one missed downstairs. First pitch was upstairs. I'm not sure if he attempted the bunt. Trying to see if Rob Pruner will hold up the count here. And he won't. So 1-1 we'll call it, I guess. Infield back here.
Another bunt expected here.
Bunted on the safety squeeze. It goes foul.
So the safety squeeze there, the difference between a suicide squeeze and a safety squeeze, the runner at third on a safety will not typically go until that ball is bunted down and is in play. On a regular suicide squeeze, it's just like a stolen base. They're going with the pitch, and the batter better make contact with that ball.
1 ball, 2 strikes here to Gavin Brady. 2 runners in scoring position for the Hornets. Brady, hard ground ball to second. That's going to bring one of those runners in. 4-3 put out, but he gets an RBI. It's 2-0 North Reading here in the bottom of the first.
So nice piece of hitting there by Brady. He sees those middle infielders back, gets a pitch on the inner half, drives the ball to the second baseman. They'll sacrifice an out for a run right now any day.
All day, any day. And that'll bring up Max Forrestal. On deck, Matt Manzanelli. Should Forrestal reach. And now, with 1 out, the infield will come all the way in. That's interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Early on here, trying to prevent any further damage is Arlington.
There's another safety squeeze. That one will be touched foul by Connor Fleming-Benningson over at first.
So I love the mentality of North Reading here, right? 2 batters in a row. They were looking to put on that safety squeeze. They're trying to manufacture runs any way they can here.
And oh, by the way, 4-5 hitters.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love
Me
that
too.
mentality from Eric Archambault. 2-0 North Reading. We're in the bottom of the first. 0-1 count to Max Forrestal. He's going to bunt it up in the air. Fortunate that it'll foul, as there is a 60-foot backstop here at Polar Park, the quote-unquote major league backstop.
Yeah, Forrestal got lucky there with the ball being, so far back that there was no play for the first baseman or the catcher. The last thing you want to do is pop that bunt up in any type of situation.
You bend with your knees. You don't bring the barrel down when you're bunting. The 0-2 coming from Patrick Clare. Tapped out of the line, just foul outside of third.
We were always taught coming up through Little League to keep that bat at your eye level, and you're going up and down with your knees.
Yes.
You're not bringing, like you said, George, you're not bringing the bat down, dipping it, because then you can pop it up very easily. I didn't do a lot of bunting.
As a 2-hole and a 5-hole hitter, I've executed 1 or 2 suicide squeezes in my career.
In your life.
0-2. Fouled back to the screen. We'll do it all over again. Good fight here by Max Forrestal.
Forrestal making Clare work. 20 pitches so far, only 1 out.
Although he has started to throw a lot more strikes, although the bunt foul certainly helps that scenario. That one fouled back to the screen. Technically, that's a strike.
Really good at bat by Forrestal here. The number 5 hitter for the Hornets, who already lead 2-0, and they're threatening again with a runner at third.
Patrick Clare set at the belt, will deliver. Softly hit, but it's going to get through the hole on the left side. It's 3-0 North Reading after that RBI single by Max Forrestal.
So the hits just keep coming here for North Reading. Patrick Clare put himself into a tough position early on with those control issues. And Forrestal, didn't hit the ball hard, but with a drawn in infield, it doesn't take much to sneak it through that hole between shortstop and third for the third Hornet run.
If you think about it, if Cole O'Neill is playing regular shortstop, that's a ground out.
Yep.
It's still an RBI, but a ground out rather than a single. 1 out here, throw over to first on the, we'll call it the B move, and back safely is Max Forrestal.
Yeah, George, you mentioned the B move. Most pitchers, they're going to have 3 or 4 different looks to first base. The A move is going to be their best. The C and D move is going to be, hey, you know what? I see you over there. I'm just trying to keep you close.
First pitch misses upstairs, taken off for second, and swiping it is Max Forrestal. Second stolen base of the inning for North Reading. Runner in scoring position for Matt Mancinelli. Oh, by the way, there's just 1 out here.
Yeah, good jump there by Forrestal to steal that base and to get yet another Hornet runner in scoring position here.
You take a look at that replay from our producer, Colin Barkin. He had a 5-step jump on that.
Yeah.
I don't care. Maybe Pudge can throw you out. That's about it. Pitch misses in the dirt. Good job by Arestanido to block that and keep it in front of him.
You mentioned Pudge in catching. I saw a clip yesterday of a 15-year-old catcher from the Dominican Republic. The average pop time for a catcher in the major leagues, which is the time for which they catch the ball and get it to second, is 2.01 seconds. This young prospect, 1.78.
This one flared to shallow left center. That's going to get down. Having to pause and wait to see if that ball was caught was Forrestal, so he could only get to third. But another single here for North Reading, and the runners on the corners again, and that'll bring up Nick Tora. I don't want to say the obvious with that, but I have to bring it up. I say it being a Dominican myself. Anyone really check his birth certificate to make sure he's 15?
I'll tell you, this kid did not look 15. But, when we talk about pop time and throws down
That's
the
impressive.
second, had to bring it up. And again, the hits continue here. The last few hits, they haven't been anything hard, but they're finding the right spots here.
Nobody will ever know it's a flare single if they look at the box score. They'll just see single.
Mancinelli should be off here.
Delayed steal, the pump fake to second, so a defensive indifference will get Mancinelli over to second base. And now, again, runners on second and third, and I would imagine infield's going to come in for the Cougars.
Yeah, and you know what Mancinelli's doing there by the delay, he's trying to draw a throw.
Yes.
He just wants the throw there to enable Forrestal a chance to break for home.
Now, Mancinelli should get a lead as far as shortstop, but he doesn't have one just yet. That pitch misses downstairs, and it's 2-0.
You got to feel for Claire here. You know, obviously first inning, you got some jitters. You know, you're having a tough time finding the plate. And, of course, any ball that's hit by the Hornets is finding the grass.
Again, hard on the ground will get through. Flair will probably drop in the outfield. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 2-1. Matt Mancinelli at second. Max Forrestal at third for North Reading. 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Hornets already leading 3-0 here in the D3 championship game. 2-1, misses down and away. 3-1. Hitters count here for Nick Toro, the first baseman.
Yeah, so if I'm Toro, it's got to be the perfect pitch right here. Knowing Claire's troubles, knowing the situation, if I get that perfect pitch that I know I can drive or hit somewhere hard, I'm all over it.
Again, I would like to see Mancinelli get a little bigger lead at second base. That one tapped back to the backstop. Count goes full now, 3-2.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier. With O'Neill in, with Flaherty in, they're not even looking at him, and rightly so. They're not really paying attention to that runner at second, but he can get as far as O'Neill is. He's not going to get picked off either by the pitcher or the catcher.
Payoff pitch forthcoming from Claire. Here it comes. Line drive, base hit left field. Being away from second is Mancinelli. Throw is going to get cut off. It's a 2-run single for Nick Tora, and it is 5-0 North Reading.
Just an unbelievable performance thus far by these North Reading batters. You know, they're finding spots. That ball was actually hit pretty hard down the left field line. Torello going over, you know, he cuts it off, tries to make the play, not in time. Second run scores 5-0.
Here comes the 8th batter of the inning, and Glenn Mello to the plate. Mello takes a first pitch strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
Now, you know, in this format where it's one and done here, if I'm the manager or the head coach, I'm probably have already lifted Claire because this is a big crooked number in the first inning, 5-0. So the last thing you want to do is come into that top of the second with a 6, 7, maybe even 8-run deficit. These kids are already probably a little deflated. We'll see how the gamble pays off for Arlington.
The 0-1 from Claire. Missed up and away. Perhaps a pitch out, wink, wink, nudge, nudge without being a pitch out, and the count evens up at 1-1. At first is Nick Tora after his 2-run single. Glenn Mello at the plate, the 8th batter in the inning for North Reading. Liam Blanchette waits on deck. Up in the air, left side, running out of room at third base is E.J. LaValle, and that'll be foul off the protective netting, and the count goes to 1-2.
No surprise that we don't see anyone warming up in the bullpen in high school baseball. Typically, you know, your next pitcher is probably in the field right now.
Yes. More likely than not. And I'm with you, Jeremy. I'm really surprised that Chris Hall hasn't made a change right now because, as we know, sports are mostly mental, right? And if your kids are coming in super deflated, how are they going to perform at the plate? Here's the 1-2. Missed well outside, 2-2. That ball was near at the far edge of the right-handed batter's box.
At the best, I'm giving Claire this hitter. But if he gets on, I'm probably going to make a move.
The 2-2. Pop foul out of play down the left side, and the count stays 2-2.
The next pitch will be Claire's 37th in the first inning here with only 1 out.
And they've been high-pressure pitches, too. The runners have been on base since the leadoff walk. The 2-2. Grounder to the right side. Ranging over is Flaherty. He'll make the play, throw to first. Hanging onto the bag is Fleming Bennison for the out. Runner advances to second. 2 outs in the inning for Liam Blanchette.
Yeah, nice play by Flaherty there. You know, at first, off the bat, this looked like it might find the hole. Flaherty ranges over to his left, makes a nice play, toss over to Fleming Bennison for the out.
Runner at second now is Nick Torra. Liam Blanchette, the 9th batter to come to the plate here in the bottom of the first for North Reading, who has a 5-0 advantage. Hits one hard to center. Tracking back is Tolan. He'll make the catch as he keeps backpedaling for out number 3. The damage, however, is done. 5 runs for the Hornets in the bottom of the first. They take that lead to the top of the second when we return here on the NFHS Network.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Beisel. As a 3-time Olympic swimmer, I know how important it is to take care of your health. Here in Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts, we are fortunate to have the team at University Orthopedics taking care of us for all of our orthopedic needs. Whether you are swimming laps or swimming to raise money to cure cancer, their team has you covered. Remember, you don't have to be an Olympic athlete to be cared for like one. The best orthopedic care anywhere is right here, University Orthopedics.
Every hometown needs a hero. Make home your home base. Learn more at nationalguard.com/MA.
In Worcester, Massachusetts, North Reading enjoying a 5-0 advantage after sending 9 batters to the plate in the bottom of the first. And Jeremy, you and I were talking off the air between innings. Dylan Matthews, though he's been sitting for what's now 17 minutes between his pitches, has a 5-run lead.
You're in an ideal spot if you're Matthews here, right? It's any pitcher's dream to get that early lead, and not just a 1-run lead. When your team puts up a crooked number for you, now you can really go after the hitters. It definitely takes a lot of that burden off of your shoulders to make any perfect pitches. Pound the zone, let your defense make the plays, and keep it going.
Tyler Valenti, Robbie Kindle, Patrick Clare, the scheduled hitters is a first pitch strike. Exactly what you want to see if you're Eric Archambault from your starting pitcher.
Go right after these hitters now. Don't want to mess around at all.
Yeah, sorry, Jeremy. He overthrew that one, which is why he missed, and the ball count goes to 1-1. Two and one now is a bit of he's a bit rushed. I know you've got a lot of adrenaline, but that front shoulder's flying open because he's rushing himself. The 2-1 just missed, and the count goes to 3-1.
Yeah, now on the inverse, what you don't want to do if you're Matthews is instantly start off this inning with a base runner, which he's going to do.
First walk issued, if you do not count the intentional walk, which I don't, by Matthews, and that'll put Tyler Valenti, the leadoff hitter, at first with Robbie Kindle coming to the plate. A lot of lefties in this Arlington Catholic lineup.
There is, and if I'm Mancinelli, I probably would have went right out to the mound there and say, listen, Dylan, 5-run lead. Just pound the zone here.
Pitch missed downstairs. So Matthews with the 5-run lead has thrown 5 of his first 6 pitches here in the top of the second outside of the zone. Ground ball to short, double play ball, 6, 4, 3, and just like that, there's 2 outs in the inning.
So a pitcher's best friend, right, George? The double play ball, and this thing was tailor-made. Curran, easy play, nice flip to Rika, over to Torra for the 6-4-3.
Nice and smooth. Great underhand flip, too, there from Curran, and that's underrated. You know, as a coach myself, my middle infielders, we work through flip plays all the time. You got to feed it properly. Got to have the proper mechanics with it as well. That first pitch to Patrick Clare misses down and in, 1-0.
And like we said about Matthews, a pitcher's best friend there. He walks the leadoff hitter. So now you might be thinking to yourself, okay, Matthews might have a little jitters now. Walk that first hitter. Just like that, there's 2 outs.
The 2-0 in there, 2-1. I know if you're Patrick Clare, that's not necessarily your pitch, but something with a little off of it over the middle of the plate, you should be licking your chops.
Yeah, absolutely.
That one clips the corner because now look, now it's even at 2-2, and Matthews one strike away from exiting the inning after the leadoff walk.
This would be a fairly quick inning for Matthews.
Missed upstairs, 3-2.
Clare trying to extend the inning for himself, too. Buy himself a little extra time here.
Fouls this one out of play. Count stays at full at 3-2.
Center fielder Brady shaded over toward, a little over toward right center. Could be just a circumstance of the pitching strategy to Clare, feeding him on the outer half, but there's a walk.
Second walk of the afternoon, second walk of the inning issued by Dylan Matthews. 2 out walks will make coaches Ajita start to act up. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Connor Fleming Bennison. Clare with a very modest 2-step lead at first. Pitch to Fleming Bennison, misses up and in, 1-0.
It should be mentioned that there was, so here's that trip to the mound that we talked about, but if there was action in the Arlington Catholic bullpen for a few minutes there. I don't know if you caught that. No one warming up now.
Not sure if that'll mean that we'll have a new pitcher starting the inning or just in case Clare runs into any more trouble.
Yeah, very short leash you would have to think for Clare if he makes it back out there for the second.
Pitch clips the outside corner, 1-1. Good bounce back pitch by Matthews after getting a talking to from his catcher, Mancinelli. Here comes the 1-1 in the dirt. Good job by Mancinelli to slide over and knock it down. Count goes to 2-1. And I love this vantage point, Jeremy, because I saw his left knee commit first, dipping in, making sure his right side was able to slide out. Lined to right but foul off the bat of Fleming Bennison, and the count evens up at 2-2.
Matthews 1 strike away from getting his team back up to bat, seeing if they can continue that streak with the hot bats after putting up a 5 spot in the bottom of the first.
The 2-2 missed well outside. Count runs full, 3-2.
Tried to go off speed there, hoping for the chase as that ball was well out of the zone.
Good plate discipline by Fleming Bennison. Skies this one to center. That's going to be problematic. Up over the head of Brady. Being waved all the way from first is Patrick Clare. He's going to come around a score on the RBI double by Connor Fleming Bennison.
So nice piece of hitting there by Fleming Bennison. You know, George, again, we talk about playing in this field. Brady did feel like he was a little shallow there in center field. And what happens? The ball goes right over his head for an RBI double.
Again, I know you're not going to play normal, quote-unquote, center field in a AAA ballpark whose center field fence is 403 feet away. But you got to think, that's not even – okay, I played in Central Mass here in Worcester. I played at Lake Park, Tivnan Field, off of Hamilton Street here in Worcester, Massachusetts. Dead center was probably 380, 385, and they're playing way shallower than that. And I know it's difficult and different because the fences, you don't want to play to the fences, but still, you got to find a good happy medium as the first pitch to Trey Flaherty misses up and away, ball 1-0. Flaherty 1 for 1 already today, singled in the first inning.
Matthews trying to get out of this with only 1 run. Quickly behind 2-0 here.
The 2-0 in there for a strike, 2-1. And again, I know 2-0 is a hitter, you're up or whatever, but when he starts taking something off to put that fastball over, you should be licking your chops as a hitter. The 2-1, sky to center. Brady over and will make the catch for out number 3. Arlington Catholic able to scratch across 1 run on the booming RBI double by Connor Fleming Bennison. That's all they'll get. 5-1 North Reading as we head to the bottom of the second from Worcester.
When you're the epicenter of asking what if, then the future of power, precision, control, and feel is labored over, dreamt about, tested on, crafted. From the lab to an athlete's hand, body, head, and heart. Because the greatest sports innovations may have been born in Chicago, but they're made for the world. And without a doubt, they're made for what's next.
It seems like leaders were destined to be so. Born with confidence, blessed with talent, graced with wisdom. That's how they might seem, but it's not how they're made. Leadership takes practice and discipline and critical thinking. It's not a gift, it's a choice, and it starts here. Decide to lead as an Army officer.
Welcome back to Polar Park here in Worcester, Massachusetts, alongside Jeremy Abreu. I'm George Bannister, Colin Barkin, bringing you the sights and sounds on the ones and twos. Our producer here this afternoon here on the NFHS Network. Want to give a shout out to our bigger producers, Dave Blanchard and, of course, Don Boyle. Don Boyle enjoying his semi-retirement down in Florida with a drink in a coconut somewhere with an umbrella, making sure all these streams go off perfectly.
Sounds pretty good.
It does. You could actually probably have a drink and a coconut here in Worcester today. That's how beautiful it is.
Beautiful day, 80 degrees, sun is shining. What we're really interested here, though, George, as we come out for the bottom of the second, is what do we see from Patrick Clare here after that rough first inning? How does he rebound?
First pitch swinging is Antonio Rica. Dropping the mask is Resanito. He'll make the catch for out number one.
So that is exactly what he needed there. One pitch, one out, get that first out under the belt there, maybe give him a little more confidence now going forward.
Do you like that approach by Rica, who walked the first time up, first pitch swinging?
Yeah, no, I would have taken, he's already thrown almost 40 pitches. I would have definitely not swung at the first pitch there and made him throw a perfect strike there.
That's a strike to Jason Curran, who had a single, in the first. Also came across to score the second of the 5 runs by North Reading. That pitch well outside, 1-1.
Curran got the memo, though. He saw that first pitch strike. He didn't take it. Wasn't to his liking. Make Clare throw pitches, especially after what we saw in the first.
The 1-1 from Patrick Clare. Hammered into right center field. That's going to go back, and down. One hop near the front of the warning track. All the way to second will go Jason Curran. What a piece of hitting.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting there by Curran. He takes the outside fastball, puts it in the right center field gap for a stand-up double.
Just not trying to do too much with it. Hit it right where it was serviced, and he hit the snot out of it.
And again, the thing I like about that is instead of taking that outside pitch and trying to pull it, he doesn't. He keeps the hips open, drives it out to right center field, and now the Hornets have a runner in scoring position with one out.
Because if you try to pull that pitch, it's probably a slow ground ball to third in E.J. LaValle.
Yeah, you're going to roll right over on it.
Christian Lava, first pitch swinging, line drive. That's caught by short by O'Neill. Unable to get there at second was Flaherty, so it's not a double play. Jason Curran off the secondary nearly got doubled up.
Yeah, so O'Neill made a nice play there, and if it wasn't for him not being able to get the ball out of the glove, as you'll see here, certainly would have been a double play. He kind of got caught up there. He went to get it out and make the flip, and he just couldn't do it.
That'll bring up Gavin Brady with 2 outs now and a runner on second for the Hornets. Fastball catches the outside corner, strike 1-0-1.
Much cleaner inning thus far by Patrick Clare.
Clare takes a peek at second at Jason Curran and will come to the plate to Gavin Brady. Missed up and away, 1-1.
O'Neill keeping Curran close over there at second, or as close as he can.
Trying to mitigate that 2-out run scoring from anything hit to the outfield. Clare misses up and in as Gavin Brady ducks out of the way or dives out of the way. 2-1 the count.
It's always nice to watch that cat and mouse game between the runner on second and whoever is holding them on. When I used to play shortstop, it was one of my favorite things to do is try and get into that runner's head that we could pick him off at any moment in time.
Just creeping back and forth, back and forth. Ooh, had the daylight play, but instead going to the plate was Claire, and he missed down and away. 3-1.
Yeah, that's dangerous for a number of reasons. Number one, could have had a potential pickoff there, but now with the delivery, O'Neill's out of position. Even though there's a right-handed hitter up, it creates a very big hole on that left side.
That one clips the outside corner, and the count runs full 3-2. Now with 2 strikes and 2 outs on swing, Jason Kern will take off from second base because it's either going to be contact or strike 3. Here comes the payoff from Patrick Kane. Missed down and away, and it's ball 4. Second walk of the afternoon issued by Patrick Clare sets up runners on first and second for Max Forrestal, who had an RBI single in the first inning.
So what started off as a pretty good inning for Clare still has a chance to get out of this thing unscathed, but now you have 2 runners on, 2 outs. The number 5 hitter who already got a base hit off you in the previous inning.
First pitch swinging, ground ball to the left side, knocked down at third by LaValle, fires across the diamond for out number 3. A booming 1-out double, and Jason Kern gets stranded there. North Reading and Arlington Catholic with the Hornets leading 5-1 head to the top of the third.
Nobody tells you believe in yourself, power comes from within. If they counted you out, it doesn't matter, you're still gonna win.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Beisel. As a 3-time Olympic swimmer, I know how important it is to take care of your health. Here in Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts, we are fortunate to have the team at University Orthopedics taking care of us for all of our orthopedic needs. Whether you are swimming laps or swimming to raise money to cure cancer, their team has you covered. Remember, you don't have to be an Olympic athlete to be cared for like one. The best orthopedic care anywhere is right here, University Orthopedics.
Welcome back to Worcester. Alongside Jeremy Abreu, I'm George Bannister, Colin Barkin, our producer on site, bringing you the sights and sounds here on the NFHS Network for the MIAA Division III State Baseball Championship. North Reading enjoying a 5-1 advantage over Arlington Catholic here in the top of the third.
See what Dylan Matthews can do. Both pitchers had a little bit of a shaky inning so far. Fortunately for Dylan Matthews, his shaky inning only resulted in 1 run, where Patrick Clare's has resulted in 5, 2, 3, and 4 here for Arlington Catholic.
John Resanito, who had a sac bunt in the first inning, first to the plate. That pitch missed up and in, ball 1, and you could hear the dugout kind of razzing him like, come on, get on base, will you?
And again, if you're on the North Reading side, you're looking at that pitch saying, come on, Dylan.
Yeah.
First pitch strike here.
There's the strike they're looking for, and the count evens up at 1-1.
Good recovery there. Fastball on the outside corner.
Matthews working from the first base side of the rubber will deliver the 1-1. Popped up in the air, trouble down the right field line, hustling back. Unable to make the play is Nick Torra. Again, with the unfamiliarity of the ballpark, Torra felt himself hit the kind of warning track and started looking for the fence immediately, as you see here on the replay.
I was just going to say that, George. That's a play that Torra could probably have made. I think the sun also got to him at first. He looked up. He had to shade his eyes. So a combination unfamiliarity with the ballpark, the sun, gives Resanito another chance here at the plate.
That's when communication is so key between the fielders. You gotta help your teammates out. Let them know you got plenty of room there. The 1-2, line drive right center. That's going to get down for a leadoff single for John Resanito.
Nice piece of hitting there by Resinito. And, I've been very impressed with the hitters on both sides thus far because they're taking those outside pitches and they're going with them. They're not trying to pull the ball. They're not trying to roll over. I was actually a little bit of an inside-out swing there by Resinito to get the base hit to right. Pinch runner for Resinito.
James Rogers will come in and run for the catcher. Now, Resinito will be able to re-enter the game, just so everybody knows. And the first pitch to Matthew Tolan is a strike on the outside corner for strike one. Tolan was intentionally walked in the first inning.
Nice job by Matthews getting ahead there. Very small lead by Rogers. Not something I would expect to see by a pinch runner.
Yeah, you would think with the extra speed, so to speak, with the catcher being ran for, there'd be some sort of aggressiveness over there. Inside out swing, lining foul down the left field line is Tolan, and the count goes to 1-2.
So Matthews ahead here. This is where he wants to pitch from, being ahead in the count. Very small lead by Rogers.
That's a 1.5 to 2-step lead. That one line foul again. Count stays 1-2.
Yeah, definitely curious about that lead by Rogers because obviously he's come into the game to pinch run. You expect a little bit of speed, maybe to try and get into Matthews' head. He's about a half a step off.
Ground ball to the right side. Good job by the base runner to avoid it. It's going to be a 4-3 ground out. Nice play, Antonio Rica playing that ball. That's not an easy play for a second baseman. You still kind of want to surround the ball, and Rica did a really nice job keeping and tracking.
Well, what I like here is that Tora was going to try and make that play, and he thought better, get back to the bag, let his second baseman make the play for the out.
That'll bring up Ryan Torello, who flied to left in the first inning. And now, if you're Rogers, take a nice, healthy lead at second because nobody's really holding you on. That pitch missed upstairs. Ball 1-0.
Still wasn't a very big lead. It took a good secondary lead on that pitch. But again, second baseman is the closest to the bag. That's Rica over there.
Off-speed misses well up and away, and now it's a hitter's count here for Ryan Torello, 2-0. Back when I coached, I would tell my players, get another, as many times as I needed to get through in their head that they have a lot of space.
Yeah, absolutely.
3-0 is the count now to Ryan Torello, who most assuredly has the red light.
And very interestingly, too, it's Rica with a left-handed hitter up, the one who's creating a huge hole between first and second by trying to keep Rogers close.
An excuse me strike on the inner half. Count goes to 3-1. Runner on second is James Rogers, pinch running for John Resinito, who led off the inning with a single. In the dirt, good stop by Mancinelli, and a walk will send Torello over to first. Runners on first and second now with one out here in the top of the third.
Coleman O'Neill stepping to the plate, reached on a fielder's choice in the first. But again, not a clean inning for Matthews here. Not what you want to have when you have a 5-1 lead.
Matthews set at the belt and will deliver. First pitch just missed, 1-0. Top of the third, 5-1 North Reading. Arlington Catholic threatening with runners on first and second and one out. That pitch over for a strike to Cole O'Neill, and the count evens up at 1-1.
Nice fastball there by Matthews.
The 1-1 in the air to right field, and his tracks is Forrestal. And he'll make the catch, and not even tagging at second was James Rogers, and that's out number 2. So, Jeremy, really interesting move here by Chris Hall. He sends in James Rogers to pinch run, who takes a 2-step lead at first and then doesn't even try to tag up here on the ball to right field.
Well, if you want, we saw the instant replay there. He wasn't even at the bag,
right.
Anticipating the catch, which was a routine fly ball.
But you're taught as a base runner, anything in the air to the right side, you go back to the bag and tag.
Absolutely.
That ball line foul down the first base line. It's an 0-1 count to Tyler Valenti.
So definitely interesting strategy here by Arlington Catholic with Rogers, the pinch runner. Probably should have been at third.
And listen, sometimes it does come down to base running when you're in a title game. So just something to keep an eye on and keep your, take note of. The 0-1 fouled out a play to the right side. Count goes to 0-2, but let's go back. Tyler Valenti, 2 pitches, outer half, 2 pitches he hit hard to the right side.
A 4-run lead is not insurmountable here.
No, especially not with the prolific offense that Arlington Catholic has shown here during this tournament. The 0-2, again line foul. Nice play by one of the coaches down in front of the North Reading dugout, much to the delight of the North Reading student section.
Good student section here from North Reading, representing down the first baseline, right above the dugout.
Love it. No balls, 2 strikes. Dylan Matthews instead steps off. Didn't like any of the signals that Matt Mancinelli was giving him. You take a look at that North Reading. I wonder if they bust them over or if they had them all come on their own.
Maybe it's a situation like in the NCAA tournament when High Point came to Providence this year, the team rented a 747 to bring over the students. So maybe we got a charter bus situation here.
There you go. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fouled back to the screen. Jeremy was ready. He had both his hands out ready to make that play had the net not been there.
I am hoping this weekend, George, with the 5 games we're going to do, that we can get a foul ball opportunity. I'm not saying we're going to catch it.
I love it.
But I want the opportunity.
I'm just hoping that it doesn't whack either your MacBook or your iPad. That's all I'm hoping. We get it, but all the equipment in here stays safe. The 1-2 hit hard to right center. That's going to get down. Around from second is Rogers. He'll come in to score an RBI single for Tyler Valenti.
Nice piece of hitting again by Valenti there with that line drive to right center to bring home Rogers.
Again, nothing special. Ball in the outer half. Just kept his weight back, let it travel a little, and smashed it to center. I'll bring up Robbie Kindle, bounced into a 6-4-3 double play in the second inning, takes a first pitch strike that he didn't like, 0-1. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Arlington Catholic has pushed across a run in each of the last 2 innings. Try to make it more. Good changeup. And way out in front was Robbie Kindle.
And, we talk about this all the time, getting that first batter out. Recinito led off the inning with a hit. Rogers pinch runs for him, comes around to score.
Swing and a miss. Waving at it was Robbie Kindle. First strikeout of the afternoon for Dylan Matthews. Arlington Catholic pushes across a run, trims the lead to 3. It's 5-2 North Reading from Worcester here on the NFHS Network.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Beisel. As a 3-time Olympic swimmer, I know how important it is to take care of your health. Here in Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts, we are fortunate to have the team at University Orthopedics taking care of us for all of our orthopedic needs. Whether you are swimming laps or swimming to raise money to cure cancer, their team has you covered. Remember, you don't have to be an Olympic athlete to be cared for like one. The best orthopedic care anywhere is right here, University Orthopedics.
Every hometown needs a hero. Make home your home base. Learn more at nationalguard.com/MA.
Welcome back to Worcester here at Polar Park, the home of the Woo Sox. Bottom of the third, North Reading taking a 5-2 lead. 5 runs in the bottom of the first for the Hornets. 5 runs on 6 hits, no errors. 2 runs on 4 hits and an error for Arlington Catholic. Alongside Jeremy Abreu, I'm George Bannister, and the Hornets have 6-7-8 due up against Patrick Clare, who's out there for his 3rd inning of work.
Yeah, 3rd inning of work, 50 pitches in. He gives up 5 in the first, has a somewhat clean inning in the second, clean in terms of he did not give up a run. Arlington has chipped away. It was a 5-0 lead. Now it's 5-2. They put up a run in each of the last 2 innings. You don't want to mess around 6, 7, 8 here. Get these 3 guys out, and then you can start off your next inning with the number 9 hitter, and again, get your bats to the plate quicker.
Matt Mancinelli singled and scored a run in the first. Also got to second on defensive indifference.
Rogers, actually, no, that is not Rogers. That is Resinito behind the plate. I don't believe Rogers stayed in there.
Nope, Resinito went back in.
Yep.
So Resinito re-enters in behind the plate. Had a quick word with Patrick Clare just to probably say the same thing you were just saying, Jeremy. Let's not futz around.
Let's go right after these hitters, and he does.
One pitch, one swing. Tough play right side. Adjusting to the sun and making the catch is Connor Fleming Bennison, and that's out number one.
So nice play there by Fleming Bennison, and he did what he was supposed to do, right? He looks up into the sun, he sees it, he shields his eyes, locates the ball again, makes the catch.
And again, leadoff batter, first pitch swinging, popping up for an out here for North Reading. Back in the bottom of the second was Antonio Rica.
Oh,
First pitch swinging, line drive. That's going to get over the head of Ryan Torello in left field and roll all the way to the wall. Coasting into second base with a one-out double is Nick Tora.
that ball was absolutely smoked out to left field.
Tora now 2 for 2 after his 2-run single in the first. Take a look at that swing. Wasting no time, no strikes in this at-bat.
Yeah, and you know, no matter where Torello was played, he wasn't making that play unless he's playing close to the warning track. Nice piece of hitting there by Tora.
Glenn Mello at the plate, bounce to second, first time up, takes a first pitch outside, 1-0, and out to speak with Patrick Clare is John Resinito again. Not sure if they got crossed up again with a runner on second. Signs sometimes change. I used to tell my battery mates, hey, whatever sequence the chest touch comes on the catcher, that's the number pitch that when he's flashing signs that you should look for.
The other thing we noticed there as well, Tora with that really aggressive secondary lead. I mean, he was halfway down to third on that one.
O'Neill now keeping a closer eye on him. Leaking in and out as Glenn Mello awaits the 1-0 pitch from Patrick Clare. 2-0. So North Reading again in business, runner in scoring position. And boy, it's a mirror image of the bottom of the second. First pitch swinging out, then a double. So runner in scoring position again for the Hornets. Mello swings and pops this one up to left field. Coming in is Torello. He'll make the catch for out number 2.
So 2 relatively quick outs here for Patrick Clare and Arlington Catholic.
And again, almost a mirror image as in the bottom of the second, P2 on the first pitch, then a double, then a L6. And had it not been trouble of on the exchange, it would have been a double play. And then a walk after the second out. So we'll see what Patrick Clare does here to the number 9 hitter, Liam Blanchette. Squares to bunt, pulls back, takes ball 1-1-0. I like that because E.J. LaValle was playing well behind the bag with 2 outs here. Now we'll have to creep up to the grass.
Brings him in quite a bit. Flaherty now with the right-handed hitter up, trying to keep Tora close at second.
Squaring, knocking it down. Tough play for Clare. He's going to throw to first in time for out number 3. So 1-out double does not come back to harm Patrick Clare with through 3 in Worcester. North Reading 5, Arlington Catholic 2 here on the NFHS Network. Welcome back to Worcester at Polar Park. Top of the fourth for Arlington Catholic, chasing 3 runs. 8-9-1, Patrick Clare, Connor Fleming Benison, and Trey Flaherty, the hitters, due up.
Dylan Matthews, 67 pitches deep here, through 3. He had a clean inning in the first. Last 2 innings, Arlington Catholic has been able to touch him up to chip their way back into this game at 5-2.
First pitch strike, which is exactly what you want if you Eric Archambault, and that's an 0-1 count to Patrick Clare.
Let's see how Matthews approaches these hitters at the bottom of the order for Arlington Catholic.
0-2, nice and aggressive, going inside then outside.
Putting himself in a good position here, ahead 0-2.
Try to get Clare to chase even farther outside on the left-handed batter's box. Clare with the plate discipline. It's 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Inside out swing, and he'll hit one into right field for a leadoff single.
So nice piece of hitting there by Clare. He takes that inside pitch, the very compact inside out swing, punches it to right field for a base hit.
Take a look. Sometimes all you have to do is drop the bat head right on it. And we may see a pinch runner here for Clare over at first, being the pitcher.
Will be number 5.
So Justin Lynch will come in to run for Patrick Clare, who, by the way, can re-enter. Doesn't necessarily mean his day is done.
No, and it's a smart move, right? You don't want your pitcher out there between innings running the bases. A chance for injury, just a chance to get fatigued.
Yeah, on a warm day like today, you have enough to battle on the mound. You don't want him to expend any more energy. That pitch misses to Fleming Benison, who had an RBI double his first time up, takes a strike, 1-1.
Now let's see what the lead for Lynch looks like. It's not very big.
No, 2.5 steps at most over there at first for Justin Lynch. Calling time, asking for time and being granted is Connor Fleming Benison. I would rather see him request time without removing his hand off the bat.
Yes.
The 1-1 in there for a strike, 1-2.
You know, it's not like before in baseball where basically if you step out, it's automatic time. These days you have to ask and be granted.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Breaking ball, and good job by Fleming Benison to fight that off and foul it off, and the count stays 1-2.
So Fleming Benison expecting fastball there. He got out in front, but the key there, George, he kept his hands back and was able to fight it off. Live another day.
The 1-2 misses upstairs, 2-2. And that goes back to the old adage, Jeremy, especially with 2 strikes. Sit fastball, adjust to the breaking ball. You can always adjust to the breaking ball, whereas you cannot catch up to a fastball if you're expecting something soft. 2-2, foul down the right side. We'll do it all over again.
Like to see Lynch get a little bigger lead. It's been a reoccurring theme with the pinch runners here for Arlington Catholic.
The 2-2. Breaking ball, line drive center field. That's going to get down in front of Gavin Brady. So back-to-back singles here by Arlington Catholic. And runners are at first and second as the lineup card flips to the top and Trey Flaherty.
Flaherty will step to the plate. Singled in the first. Flied out to center in the second.
Caught that ball a little inside off the barrel, but was still able to muscle it into center field was Fleming Benison, who's 2 for 2 today. And now we're going to get a mound visit. And the entire defense will come in probably to talk over bunt coverages here. So first and second, what I like to do with my bunt coverage, I had a couple of different bunt coverages that I would call. If my corners were coming in, I would leave second base vacant, and then I'd have my second baseman cover first and my pitcher cover third. Or you could have your third baseman charge, your pitcher cover first base side, or your first baseman charge and the pitcher cover the third base side. So when I had both corners crashing, what I used to do, we used to call that play Miami, is my shortstop would pretend to hold the runner and then C-cut in front of the runner, to sprint over to third. That would usually freeze the runner. First pitch to Flaherty. Instead, the fake wheel to second, and scrambling back is Justin Lynch.
So Matthews in trouble again here. First and second for Arlington Catholic. Still trying to chip away at this lead.
First pitch strike to Flaherty, 0-1. Arlington Catholic has had a base runner in every inning. They've stranded 5 so far. Of those 5, 3 have been in scoring position where they have at least one base runner right now in Justin Lynch. The 0-1 misses outside, 1-1.
Now there's been no signs of bunting here by Flaherty. I probably would have wanted to get these runners over their second and third.
Still can do it with a 1-1 count. Bat stays vertical. Soft line drive that's going to get down in left field and be enough for an RBI single. As Arlington Catholic continues to cut into the lead, it's now 5-3.
And what do I know here? Good thing he didn't bunt. Nice piece of hitting there by Flaherty. And again, the ball wasn't smoked. It was just perfectly placed right into short left field to drive in yet another run, and Arlington Catholic continues to chip away, now trailing 5-3. Still nobody out here, George.
3 straight singles, to open the top of the fourth, and that'll bring up John Resanito, who singled his last time up. Takes a strike as he went through. Pickoff attempt at second, and getting back is Fleming Bennison.
Almost got picked off second there. Nice throw by Mancinelli.
0-1 count here to Resanito. Dylan Matthews delivers. Flared to right. Settling under it, making the catch is Max Forrestal for out number 1. But what I liked is that Fleming Bennison went back to the bag to tag, even though it was a shallow fly ball to right.
Yeah, that's the play, right? Absolutely. It pays you no mind to dance off the bag. You know, he's right underneath it. He's going to make that catch.
And more importantly, Trey Flaherty was halfway, so that is picture-perfect base running there for Arlington Catholic. Matthew Tolan intentionally walked and bounced to second, takes a strike, 0-1.
Matthews up to 84 pitches.
Peers in for an 0-1 pitch to Toland. In the dirt, good stop by Mancinelli, and the count evens up in 1-1.
Yeah, really nice stop by Mancinelli there. Prevents those runners from advancing. Keeping only one runner in scoring position here for Arlington Catholic.
Goes out to have a little chat with Dylan Matthews. Probably letting him know, hey, you know I'm here for you, but can you make my job a little easier, please? I'd appreciate it. Here comes the 1-1 from Matthews. In the air to center. Charging hard is Brady. He will make the catch for out number 2. Brady was playing just about AAA center field, had to sprint in to make that catch and does so easily.
Yeah, and I believe his first step was back, which is right.
Yep. Had that minuscule drop step before coming in and sprinting in. And that'll bring up Ryan Torello, who's 0 for 1. Flied to left and walked. Takes a first pitch strike, 0-1.
So Matthews close to getting out of this, but again, Arlington Catholic has put up a run. It's a 2-run deficit right now.
Ground ball to short. Nice play on the short hop. Throwing on the run is Curran for out number 3. Made that look nice and smooth and easy. It's not that easy, I can assure you. Through 3.5, Arlington Catholic still scratching its way. It's 5-3 now as we head to the bottom of the
When you're the epicenter of asking what if, then the future of power, precision, control, and feel is labored over, dreamt about, tested on, crafted. From the lab to an athlete's hand, body, head, and heart. Because the greatest sports innovations may have been born in Chicago, but they're made for the world. And without a doubt, they're made for what's next.
It seems like leaders were destined to be so. Born with confidence, blessed with talent, graced with wisdom. That's how they might seem, but it's not how they're made. Leadership takes practice and discipline and critical thinking. It's not a gift, it's a choice, and it starts here. Decide to lead as an Army officer.
Mello was just back here in Worcester. 5-3 North Reading as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning.
Looks
Top
like,
of the order.
Yeah, Ricca, Curran, and Lava stepping to the plate against Patrick Clare. 57 pitches deep here as Arlington Catholic continues to scratch and claw their way back in the game. 3 runs on 7 hits with 1 error for Arlington Catholic. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Hornets from North Reading.
Top of the order, Antonio Rica, 0 for 1, popped to the catcher his last time out on the first pitch. Let's see if he's first pitch swinging again. Thought about it, but took the breaking ball down and away, 1-0.
So Clare had the last 2 innings, he's been able to keep bend but don't break. He's given up base runners, but he has not allowed any runs. Let's see if he can do that again here in the 4th.
That one drops in for a strike. Count evens up at 1-1. And at third is E.J. LaValle, anticipating perhaps a bunt attempt by the leadoff hitter. Not a bad frame of mind if you're out in the field right now. The 1-1 in there for a strike. 1-2.
Nice pitch there. Rica just couldn't pull the trigger. Wanted to. We've both been there. You want to, but something just tells you you can't pull. Your body does not want to let you swing the bat.
The 1-2. Missed away. 2-2. And now with 2 strikes, LaValle back even with the bag, maybe a step or 2 behind. And once he makes his move on the pitch to field, he'll be even with the bag.
Clare has gotten the leadoff hitter out the past 2 innings. Trying to make that 3 in a row after that tough first.
2-2 called. Strike 3. First strikeout of the afternoon for Patrick Clare, and it comes against Antonio Rica. And that'll bring up Jason Curran, who's 2 for 2, a single and a double.
Nice pitch on the inside corner there. Rica wasn't expecting it. Couldn't pull the trigger there again for the first out. Curran 2 for 2 on the day. Singled and scored in the first. Doubled, was stranded in the second.
First pitch strike from Patrick Clare. And what a turnaround here this afternoon for that young man. A rocky and difficult first inning where he gave up 5 runs on 5 hits and an error has kept North Reading off the board each of the last 2 innings. Curran takes downstairs 1-1.
And you felt the momentum start to change. 5-run first inning, of course, the pendulum is completely swung toward the Hornets. But the last 3 innings, Arlington scratching and clawing their way back. It's a 5-3 game.
That pitch in the dirt, dancing out of the way is Curran, and the count evens up at 2-2.
Curran, a very dangerous hitter here. Already 2 for 2 on the day. Has the meat of the lineup right behind him.
The 2-1. Bounces in there, 3-1. Hitters count here for Jason Curran.
Clare has yet to have a perfectly clean inning. Hoping this bottom of the 4th is his first at that.
Skied but foul to right, and the count goes full, 3-2.
Beautiful ballpark here in Worcester. Of course, the home of the AAA Worcester Red Sox, but
That's right.
but it's the Woo Sox.
That's their nickname, the Woo Sox. That's right. The payoff pitch. Hard hit on the ground to second. Trey Flaherty up and fires for out number 2. 2 batters, 2 outs here for Patrick Clare, and that'll bring up Christian Lava, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI single and a run scored.
Nice play by Flaherty. Fairly routine. The one thing there I'd like to see, he fields the ball off to his side and come around it. I'd like to see him take that extra half step, get in front of the ball. But regardless, the second out, and Patrick Clare is 1 out away from having his first clean inning of the game.
First pitch strike, 0-1. It would be the first clean inning of either side here in this Division III state championship. No balls, 1 strike here to Christian Lava from Patrick Clare. Missed outside, 1-1.
Shadows starting to creep in on the third base side. We'll keep an eye on that as the game gets into the later innings here.
The 1-1 in the air to left. Tough play for Torello. Going out from short is O'Neill, but it's Torello on the full sprint to make the catch. Our first 1-2-3 inning of the Division III championship belongs to Patrick Clare here in the bottom of the 4th. We go to the 5th. It's 5-3 North Reading here on the NFHS Network.
It seems like leaders were destined to be so. Born with confidence, blessed with talent, graced with wisdom. That's how they might seem, but it's not how they're made. Leadership takes practice and discipline and critical thinking. It's not a gift, it's a choice, and it starts here. Decide to lead as an Army officer.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Beisel. As a 3-time Olympic swimmer, I know how important it is to take care of your health. Here in Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts, we are fortunate to have the team at University Orthopedics taking care of us for all of our orthopedic needs. Whether you are swimming laps or swimming to raise money to cure cancer, their team has you covered. Remember, you don't have to be an Olympic athlete to be cared for like one. The best orthopedic care anywhere is right here, University Orthopedics.
First pitch of the top of the 5th to Cole O'Neill is in there for a strike from Dylan Matthews, 0-1.
Dylan Matthews, 89 pitches deep, George, through 4, has that 5-3 lead.
We did see Glenn Mello warming up in the bullpen for North Reading as the count goes to 1-1. Mello the DH, so presumably if he comes in, North Reading will lose the DH. The 1-1 missed inside, 2-1.
And Matthews would like to put up a clean inning here too, right? So we've looked at the past 3 innings. Arlington Catholic has chipped away at this lead. He'd like to keep them at bay here and keep that 2-run lead.
That one fouled back to the screen. Count evens up at 2-2. Tap to the right side. Blanchette on the Christmas hop fires across for out number 1. Good start to that clean inning you were mentioning.
Yeah, Matthews definitely needs it here. Stem the tide a little bit. Gets the ground ball. Blanchette makes a really nice play. Nothing is assumed. So nice play by Blanchette. Good throw across the diamond for the first out.
First pitch forthcoming to Tyler Valenti. Good breaking ball in there for a strike, 0-1. Froze Valenti.
Yeah, so we haven't seen many good breaking balls by Matthews. Never mind good, just breaking balls in general.
Back-to-back curveball or breaking ball, and the count goes to 1-1. Here's that pitch from Matthews. Fastball fouled away, 1-2.
I like the way Matthews is approaching this inning. He seems to be working a little faster, seems to be working with a lot more confidence than he has the past 2 innings.
Ground ball to the left side. Bobbled a bit by Blanchette. Fires across the diamond, is not in time. So the E5 gets Tyler Valenti on base.
Yeah, tough play attempt by Blanchette there. He had to range to his left, made the one-handed play, but was unable to secure it. Gets the runner on for Arlington Catholic.
Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to amend that. I think I'm going to give him a single because that's a tough play for a high schooler to make. And if it gets by him, the shortstop has to make a Derek Jeter type play from the hole.
Poof.
Maybe I'm soft. I don't know.
We may have a pinch hitter here.
Yeah. All right, I'll stick with E5.
I say that he had him easily if he makes that play.
We will have a pinch hitter, and it'll be Liam Hansen coming in to pinch hit for Robbie Kindle. That pitch misses outside. Ball 1-0. Excuse me. E.J. LaValle will come in. So he'll hit for the DH, Robbie Kindle. So now the DH is done for Arlington Catholic. It's a 1-1 count.
So E.J. LaValle pinch hitting here.
Technically pinch hitting, but hitting in his spot. Count goes to 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes here from Dylan Matthews to E.J. LaValle. 1-step lead over at first for Tyler Valenti. That pitch misses downstairs, and the count evens up at 2-2.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Matthews trying to maybe induce a ground ball here.
Called strike, I thought 3?
I thought I had 2-2, but obviously we were a little off there. 2-1. No, it was 3-1.
Maybe he mentioned it was outside.
Yeah, I thought one of those pitches was a strike.
LaValle gets a board. Yeah, me too. LaValle gets a board. That's the 4th walk issued by Matthews. So 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Runners on 1st and 2nd for Arlington Catholic for Patrick Clare.
Patrick Clare, a good opportunity to help himself here. Runner in scoring position, down by 2.
First pitch is a slider missing down and away, 1-0. Arlington Catholic has had a runner in scoring position in every inning. And they have 3 runs on the board to show for it. 1-1 after that curveball falls in on the outside corner.
Nice off-speed pitch there by Matthews to even the count.
Cougars making their first ever trip to a championship game. What a season this would be. Ground ball to short, double play ball, 6, 4, 3. Second time Matthews induces a double play. This one ends the top of the 5th. We're through 4.5. North Reading 5, Arlington Catholic 3.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Beisel. As a 3-time Olympic swimmer, I know how important it is to take care of your health. Here in Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts, we are fortunate to have the team at University Orthopedics taking care of us for all of our orthopedic needs. Whether you are swimming laps or swimming to raise money to cure cancer, their team has you covered. Remember, you don't have to be an Olympic athlete to be cared for like one. The best orthopedic care anywhere is right here, University Orthopedics.
Every hometown needs a hero. Make home your home base. Learn more at nationalguard.com/MA.
Bottom of the fifth, Patrick Clare taking his warm-up tosses here. He'll face off against 4, 5, 6. And Jeremy, we were both going over our scorebooks, and we noticed an interesting little trend for Arlington. Well, not a good trend for Arlington Catholic, but an interesting one nonetheless.
Arlington has left 8 on base. 6 of them have been left in scoring position. So missed opportunities there. They're down 5-3. You have to wonder if they're able to get 1 or 2 of those in. You get a tie game here, and it's a different ball game.
4, 5, 6 due up for the North Reading Hornets, who have a 5-3 lead here in the bottom of the fifth. Gavin Brady, Max Forrestal, and Matt Mancinelli, the scheduled hitters for the Hornets. First pitch of the bottom of the fifth from Patrick Clare, squaring, bunting, but foul is Gavin Brady. He had such soft hands that as soon as the ball made contact with the bat, it fell out of his hands.
Laval was anticipating that bunt in very shallow at third base.
We talked about this being Arlington Catholic's first championship appearance. This is the 8th for North Reading. The 0-1 slashed foul to left. Count goes to 0-2.
Should see Laval at third now take a step or 2 back with a 2-strike count to Brady. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Grounded out to second and walked.
The 0-2 misses up and away, 1-2. I've never been a fan of waste pitches.
I got to think about that one. As a pitcher, as a former pitcher, we'll hold that thought.
The 1-2 missed outside, 2-2.
So I get what you're saying. As a pitcher, right, I don't want to throw a non-purposeful pitch, but I do feel that you can also set up later at-bats with those wasteful pitches, especially when you're way ahead in the count.
Now it's full 3-2.
Yep.
So, again, one of the reasons why I don't, as a coach, believe in the waste pitch, because then you could get yourself in this situation.
Right.
Full count to the leadoff hitter, Gavin Brady, here in the bottom of the fifth. Soft tapper to short. Gobbling up is O'Neill. Fires across for out number 1.
Nice play by O'Neill there. Made a strong throw to first as well to get the speedy Brady. Brady reminds me of a Jaron Duran type player.
Yes.
Good hustle. He was very quick out of the box from the left-hand side.
Max Forrestal will step to the plate. RBI single and a run scored in the first. Bounce to third in the second. First pitch misses upstairs, 1-0.
Laval playing very shallow at third, as is Fleming Benison at first.
The 1-0, line drive to center. That's going to get down for a single. That ball was stung off the bat of Max Forrestal, and a 1-out single will bring up Matt Mancinelli.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting there by Forrestal. Took that one right back up the middle. Nice line drive there.
We'll see where E.J. LaValle winds up. He's in on the grass at third. Healthy 3-step lead at first for Max Forrestal. Mancinelli 1 for 2, singled and scored in the first. There goes Forrestal to second, and he'll have a stolen base and stay there, even though the ball skips into center field.
So an amazing jump there by Forrestal. He was gone on Claire's first move.
6-step jump there for Forrestal, as you see on that replay.
Perfect throw, wouldn't have got him there. Now the Hornets with a runner in scoring position here with 1 out.
It's a 1-0 count. to Mancinelli. Off to third, and being thrown out is Forrestal for out number 2.
That was a very interesting play by Arlington Catholic there. By the Hornets from North Reading. You have a runner in scoring position. You have that 2-run lead. Your offense has been dormant for the last 3 innings. Not sure I want to make that out at third there.
The 2-0. Tap down to third, played by LaValle. Throws across the diamond, unable to control it is the first baseman Fleming Benson. Good backup by Resinito, trying to throw behind the base runner, but the E5 will get a 2-out base runner on.
Yeah, so he took his time getting rid of that ball, but errantly up the first base line.
He did the right thing. He had time, as we'll have a pinch runner here for North Reading. He did the right thing. He took his time, took the extra shuffle step to throw, but in the process, dropped sidearm, so the ball had tail. 2 outs here. Nick Toro with the runner on first. They throw over, diving back safely as a pinch runner. We'll get a number on him in a moment.
Still going back to that caught stealing at third. I like the steal of second. I don't like the steal of third in that moment.
And look, I know it's Cam Parrott, number 8, over there doing the base running. I know you could make the argument it's against a right-handed hitter, so the catcher has to step back in the box to make the throw down to third, but it's a much shorter throw to third. This one fouled back. Oh, just underneath the booth next to us as Jeremy was ready to make a play.
Colin was ducking out of the way in the booth next to us.
You see that ball coming straight back here on this replay. Right into your living room. Throw to first and scrambling back is Cam Parrott. It's a an 0-1 pitch to Nick Tora, who's 2 for 2. Missed upstairs, 1-1's the count. It should be 1-2, sorry, because of the foul ball and now this. The 1-2 hit in the air to center. Matt Tolan coming in, tough play, and it's going to drop. It drops in between 3 fielders, and then a slow pickup being waved from all the way around is Cam Parrott to score. So an RBI single for Nick Tora, who will take second on the throw to the plate. And just like that, it's 6-3 North Reading.
So you would have liked to have seen Torello or Tolland call off O'Neill there. O'Neill didn't hear anything. He continued to go out, chase the ball. He's trying to make that catch with his back to home plate. That's a tough play to make.
Tough play to make indeed, and you're right. I'd rather see Torello come in and make that play, even though he had to sprint all the way in. And now we're going to have another pinch runner out there.
Is that number 11? It's tough to tell. Looks like it's number 11.
Ethan Kwan out there running. As to the plate comes Glenn Mello, 0 for 2 so far today. 2 outs here, bottom of the 5th, 1 run across for North Reading as that ball is hit foul.
North Reading desperately wanted to get a run this inning to extend that lead a bit, and they do, pushing that lead back up to 3.
Important insurance right there for Dylan Matthews and North Reading. The 0-1 to Mello, fouled at the plate, goes to 0-2.
Kwan being very active at second. O'Neill keeping him close, as close as he can.
With 2 outs, he's off on contact anyway. But you're right. The closer you can keep him to second, even on contact, maybe they could have a play at the plate.
Right. Could be the difference between having a play at the plate and not.
That one fouled back to the screen. 6-3 North Reading after the run on the RBI single by Nick Torra. Torra, by the way, 3 for 3, 3 RBIs.
No big deal.
In a championship game for the junior. No balls, 2 strikes to Glenn Mello. Called strike 3. Just the second strikeout of the afternoon for Patrick Clare, but it comes at a great time with a runner in scoring position. North Reading pushes across an insurance run, takes a 6-3 lead to the top of the 6th when we come back on the NFHS Network.
When you're the epicenter of asking what if, then the future of power, precision, control, and feel is labored over, dreamt about, tested on, crafted. From the lab to an athlete's hand, body, head, and heart. Because the greatest sports innovations may have been born in Chicago, but they're made for the world. And without a doubt, they're made for what's next.
It seems like leaders were destined to be so. Born with confidence, blessed with talent, graced with wisdom. That's how they might seem, but it's not how they're made. Leadership takes practice and discipline and critical thinking. It's not a gift, it's a choice, and it starts here. Decide to lead as an Army officer.
We're basically pitching a to Polar Park, top of the 6th, North Reading with a 6-3 lead over Arlington Catholic. New pitcher on the mound, Glenn Mello for the Hornets. That means the book is officially closed on Glenn Matthews.
Yeah, Dylan Matthews, 106 pitches, 65 pitches for strikes, George. He is in line to get the win here if North Reading can hold on. And I say hold on. They had a 5-run lead, which was cut to 5-3. Got an insurance run in the last inning to push us to where we stand now, 6-3, with the hard-throwing Mello in relief.
Hard-throwing lefty Mello. Connor Fleming, Benison, Trey Flaherty, and John Resanito, the scheduled hitters to go up against the lefty from North Reading. Mello, a sophomore, getting thrown right into it. I love it.
Yeah, I love it too here. And it'll be interesting to see how these Arlington Catholic bats respond going from righty to lefty. Looks like Mello has a little more velocity than Matthews did, so we'll see how that impacts the top of the 6th there.
And really, the only pitchers not available are those that are restricted because of the pitch count rules and they can't come back for whatever reason. But I would imagine everybody else is available here in this championship game. First pitch misses well up and away. Ball 1 to Connor Fleming Benison.
A little bit of a funky delivery by Mello, who works out of the stretch. Throws across his body as well. Lands on that first base side of the mound.
We're not talking Nestor Cortez type thing, but he does come to a weird set with his backside to the hitter. The 1-1, slap foul out of play, 1-2. Now with a lefty, 2-seamers and 4-seamers have a natural ride to the left-handed batter's box. So as a right-handed hitter, your job is to focus your spray chart right center to the right field line.
Don't try and roll over anything. Go with the pitch. And we've seen here in the early going with Mello's first 4 pitches, he's either missing outside or high.
2 balls, 2 strikes here to Connor Fleming Benison, who's 2 for 2 in the 9-hole. RBI double and a single. Bounces this one to second. Gobbled up by Rika. Fires over to first. Out number 1.
So Fleming Benison did just what you mentioned there, right? Take that pitch, go the other way with it. Nice play by Rika there for the first out.
Just got his top hand on top of rolling on over the top of the ball as the right-handed batter. And that'll bring up Trey Flaherty. I like this move in the bullpen because there's a lot of left-handed hitters in the top portion of this lineup for Arlington Catholic. There's a strike to Trey Flaherty. And how often in high school ball do you face a left-handed pitcher?
Yeah, it's pretty rare.
At least in these parts, I should say. The 0-1 misses upstairs, 1-1.
Looks like he took a little off that one. Flaherty singled and was stranded in both the first and the fourth. Flied out to center in the second.
Right back up the middle, off the glove of Mello, over to second. And on to first is Rika. That actually hit the bare hand of Mello, who's shaking it off. So that's your prototypical 1-4-3 ground out.
Yeah, you see that all the time, that 1-4-3.
See that ball deflect off of Mello. Good job by Rika to readjust his route to the ball.
But the important thing here for Mello in relief is he's get the first 2 outs.
2 batters, 2 outs. That's exactly how Eric Archambault drew it up for North Reading. And that'll bring up John Resanito, who's 1 for 2 here today. Takes a first pitch ball, 1-0. Resanito had a sac bunt in the first inning. Singleton scored in the third and flied to right in the fourth. Takes a strike, 1-1.
Again, I'm impressed with Mello here, coming in on relief, knowing the spot, not messing around, pounding the zone.
Little flare job to the right side, and making the catch is Nick Tora. 3 up, 3 down out of the bullpen for Glenn Mello. Through 5.5, it's 6-3 North Reading over Arlington Catholic here in the MIAA D3 State Championship on the NFHS Network.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Beisel. As a 3-time Olympic swimmer, I know how important it is to take care of your health. Here in Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts, we are fortunate to have the team at University Orthopedics taking care of us for all of our orthopedic needs. Whether you are swimming laps or swimming to raise money to cure cancer, their team has you covered. Remember, you don't have to be an Olympic athlete to be cared for like one. The best orthopedic care anywhere is right here, University Orthopedics.
At Polar Park, we saw a pitching change in the top half of the 6th. We have a pitching change in the bottom half of the 6th as EJ LaValle will move from third to the mound.
Yep, the book is closed on Patrick Clare. 88 pitches, 54 for strikes. He'll move over to third. North Reading leads Arlington Catholic 6-3 here in the bottom of the 6th. One more chance for Arlington Catholic coming up.
And so 6 runs, but only 5 of those earned for Patrick Clare. And you got to love it. 1 walk, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
1 walk, 2 strikeouts. So pitching to contact, did exactly what he had to do. Struggled a little to open the game. Little championship game jitters, but he's really settled back down.
2 walks. I got 2 walks.
2 walks.
Yeah, it looks like Rika to lead off the first, and then Brady in the second.
Right, you're right. I have that, yes. So LaValle will face Liam Blanchette, Antonio Rika, and Jason Curran, 9-1-2. That ball gets to the screen, 1-0.
And the job for LaValle here, get in and out of this inning quick, no runs.
Just like Glenn Mello did in the top half of the 6th for North Reading. This one tapped down to third, but it'll go foul as soon as Claire touches it near the Unibank side, and there it is.
I was going to say Murphy's Law there. The second somebody changes position, the ball is going right to you like a heat-seeking missile.
And especially if you go into that position going, man, I sure hope nothing comes my way.
Yep.
That's exactly when it will find you.
Or Claire could also be thinking, you know, I wish I was still on the mound. I feel like I should still be on the mound here.
There you go. Here comes the 1-1 to Blanchette. Little flare foul, and the count goes to 1-2. He's well off balance with that swing.
You know, when you look at Claire's day, it's a very interesting one. Obviously giving up those 5 runs in the first, but then only 1 run over the next 4. I thought he did a really good job battling back through adversity there.
This one fouled at the plate as it hits Blanchette while he was in the batter's box, and the count stays 1-2. Again, to that point, Jeremy, and we mentioned it on the broadcast, it's all mental, right? You gotta bounce back, and when you're out there in the field or stepping to the plate, you see your pitcher bounce back, you're like, all right, I got you. Let's go. You're gonna fight. You're gonna continue to fight like this. We'll fight for you. Here's the 1-2. Fought off an off-speed pitch, stays 1-2.
Yeah, nice job by Blanchette there, staying alive. He's choked up.
Love it. How many batters choke up nowadays?
Yeah, I feel like nobody chokes up anymore.
If anything, their hands are off the knob now. The 1-2. Again, a breaking ball. Again, he spoils it to the screen. Count stays 1-2.
I do remember I was watching, I think it was the Red Sox game the other night. There was a hitter, he got 2-strike count. He was really choked up to the point where it caught my attention.
Pitch misses upstairs, 2-2.
But like you mentioned, George, you rarely see it at any level anymore. No one's trying to shorten up and just make contact. Everybody's trying to hit the 350-foot moonshot.
2-2 flared out to right center. That's going to get down. Good backhand play by Tyler Valenti to hold Liam Blanchette to just a leadoff single. Great at-bat there by Liam Blanchette to lead off the bottom of the 6th for North Reading.
So nice at-bat by Blanchette, but also, and you mentioned it, nice play by Valenti here. He has to play that second hop, and it was a short hop.
Channeling his inner infielder, making that backhand play and throwing on the run.
Very Derek Jeter-esque.
Oh, yes.
Even though I'm not a Yankee fan. Why did I say that?
Because you respect that man as a player.
Absolutely.
Stepping to the plate is Antonio Rica. He's 0 for 2. Walked and scored in the first. Popped to the catcher in foul territory and struck out looking. In at third is Patrick Clare. Anticipating perhaps a bunt. B move over to first by LaValle, and diving back is Blanchette. And actually, Cam Parrott is running over there at first base. I honestly didn't think you could run twice. Bunt down the third base line. Claire's going to play it. Fire to first in time. And are we going to have interference at second base? Yes, we are.
Interference at second. Wow.
Cole O'Neill and Cam Parrott get tangled up at second base. Let's see if we can follow it here with our wide shot. There's the play, and you see the collision in the top left portion of your screen. So Blanchette will go to third on the interference. A sack 5-3 here for Antonio Rica, and that's the best case scenario if you're North Reading.
Oh, absolutely. They'd like to push another run across here. Now they have a runner on third with only 1 out.
Jason Curran will come to the plate. Curran is 2 for 3, singled and scored in the first, doubled in the second, and bounced to second in the fourth.
Little mound visit here to set the strategy for Arlington Catholic, trying to keep this deficit at 3.
Trying to figure out, I would imagine your infield does come in. 1 out, runner at third. Your infield does come in. And we've seen North Reading on multiple occasions try to execute a safety squeeze. So a lot to think about here if you're Chris Hall in Arlington Catholic.
And as I'm talking to LaValle as well, with that infield in, want to keep that ball down. Want to keep that ball down, try and induce that ground ball, because a fly ball just about anywhere is likely going to be a run.
You know what I used to teach my pitchers? In a situation like this, with a team that's been heavy into safety squeezes, why not throw a pitch way outside? See if the hands come up on the barrel, see what the offense is trying to do, right? That's about the only time I like to waste a pitch, to see what a batter's doing. Otherwise, with 2 strikes, I would attack a hitter. A lot of things to take into consideration here. There's the pitch outside. It was a breaking ball. A great job by Resinito to stop that from going to the backstop 60 feet behind him.
Yeah,
1-0.
and instead of reaching for the ball, he got out and kept the ball in front of him, preventing that run from coming in.
1-0 count here to Jason Curran. Again, Resinito with a great stop, and it's 2-0.
It's almost the same play, the same result.
Resinito looking for time. Or no, now they're just going to intentionally walk Curran. I thought he was holding up his hand for time, but it was a 4 for the intentional walk. That'll set up first and third, and with 1 out, I would imagine with 1 out, horns up defense, try to get the double play to get out of the inning.
You would think. Looks like Arlington Catholic is going to stay infield in.
Interesting.
If I'm Curran, I'm gone.
If the infield stays in, I take off first move.
First move gone. Huge lead in first move.
Curran has his hands up like, really? I'm going to take this? Okay, just go. I'd go right now.
Yes.
Taking all the way because the base runner was taken off is Christian Lava. Defensive indifference puts Jason Curran at second. Now second and third. Now Curran should have a lead as far out as O'Neill, and that's exactly what he does.
He does. I love it. LaValle steps off.
Christian Lava with an 0-1 count. Lava 1 for 3 today, an RBI single back in the first inning. LaValle delivers. Misses away, 1-1. Opportunity here for North Reading to add to its 3-run lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Liner just through the hole on the left side. Both base runners will come around to score on the 2-run single by Christian Lava, and he's going to take second on the throw to the plate.
Very unfortunate play there by O'Neill. He was able to get his glove on it, but not able to make that catch. Tough one there, as North Reading now pushes 2 more across.
See the effort, and then the ball deflecting off the glove. If the ball doesn't deflect off the glove and slow it down, that ball never makes it as far to the outfield as it does. And then the ill-advised throw to the plate by Ryan Torello allows Christian Lava to take second. And after the 2-run single, it is now 8-3 North Reading here in the bottom of the 6th.
So I don't want to say the floodgates open, but getting those 2 additional runs there, huge.
Oh, yeah.
A 3-run lead is so much different from a 5-run lead.
Squaring and pulling back is Gavin Brady. I thought the same. I thought I saw the ball change direction, but. And now they're going to. Are they going to appeal down to third something? Well, they can't appeal if the base runner touched. There's already been a pitch in between.
Too late.
You can't appeal that. You can appeal whether or not the bunt happened, but there's a pitch already thrown. You can't appeal third base anymore.
All appeals regarding the last player done once that pitch is thrown.
Right. So not sure what the question is. Gavin Brady is the correct batter at the plate. And now Eric Archambault trying to figure out what is going on. Trying to talk to the umpire. And now the umpire is down speaking with presumably the director of umpiring for the MIAA and the assigner. As a thank you seniors chant breaks out for the North Reading student section. Again, we don't know what is being requested here from Arlington Catholic.
No.
And again, it cannot be an appeal at third base.
They keep looking toward the Arlington Catholic dugout.
Right. All right.
So
everybody seems to be ready to go. It's a 1-0 count. I mean, the only thing you could ask is whether or not the bunt attempt was actually offered by Grady.
But the first question went to the third base umpire instead of the home plate umpire, so that's what also added to the complexity of thinking there.
1-0. There goes the runner from second. Great jump and a steal of third by Christian Lava.
Yeah, you said it perfectly there, George. A great jump by Lava. And he didn't have a huge lead, but he started that secondary lead very early, not giving Resinito a chance to throw him out at third.
And now with a runner at third and one out, the infield comes in. Squaring and pulling back is Brady, and he takes ball 2-0.
The Hornets trying to push another run across the board here.
2-0, clips the outside corner, 2-1. E.J. LaValle desperately needing a ground ball directly to one of his infielders. The 2-1, squaring and pulling back, taking a ball.
I had 3-1 there. So apparently that was ball 4. There's been a lot of confusion this inning down on the field.
And again, infield in. Base runner should just take off right here. Walk, and then just take it.
Are they in play right now?
Ball's in play.
Okay.
Just because the catcher is out in front of the plate doesn't mean the play is stopped. That's why you request time as a catcher and then step out. Because all your infielders are looking at you. So that technically is a stolen base, believe it or not. And now second and third, infield stays in here for Arlington Catholic, who trails 8-3 to North Reading here in this D3 baseball championship for the MIAA. And now stepping off is E.J. LaValle, much to the chagrin of the North Reading student section.
Huge lead by Brady there at second.
Squaring and bunting that one foul on the safety squeeze is Max Forrestal. I love it.
Safety squeeze on. Now, I'm not sure I agree with it in this spot. Up 5 with Forrestal at the plate.
You've already had a 5-run lead, a race to 2.
True.
And I understand it's the top of the 7th next inning, but
Forrestal already, though, 2 for 3 today. Let's see if he squares again, and he does.
He does, and he bunted foul, and the count goes to 0-2.
I'm going to say that Forrestal never wanted to bunt to begin with. He said, I'm just going to foul these 2 off so I can then swing back.
Like, Coach, I tried to bunt. You saw me try to bunt.
You saw, Coach. I just couldn't get it down.
That old gag. One out here, bottom of the 6th. The 0-2, good breaking ball, and Forrestal will strike out for out number 2.
Yeah, LaValle really pulled the string on that off-speed pitch. Had Forrestal way out ahead for the important second out here.
And that'll bring up Matt Mancinelli, who is 1 for 2 today. Singled and scored a run in the first, popped to first, and reached on an error and scored in the 5th.
Ooh.
Line drive down the left field line. Trouble. It's fair. Both runs will come in. Mancinelli will make his way to second on the 2-run double.
And that breaks this game wide open, George.
It is now 10-3.
The 2-run double turns on that inside fastball right down into the left field corner, bringing home another 2 runs for a 10-3 Hornet lead.
And that's going to do it for E.J. LaValle, who doesn't even complete an inning. Cole O'Neill will step over from short to step to the mound.
So, George, if, and again, you can't assume anything, if the Hornets hold on to win here, it's all about the 2 big innings, right? So 5 runs in the first inning, another 4 and potentially more here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, and that runner at second, Mancinelli, at second, is charged to E.J. LaValle. So if Cole O'Neill can't get out of this inning and Mancinelli scores, that will add on to LaValle's total. 2/3 of an inning, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and allowed 3 hits. He's also allowed 4 runs, all of which have earned, and is responsible for Mancinelli at second. Cole O'Neill, the shortstop, will come in to pitch, and that means that Patrick Clare will shift over to short, and E.J. LaValle will go back to third. So a little more housekeeping in the scorebook for each of us.
10 runs, 10 hits for the Hornets. No errors, 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 error from Arlington.
And we talked about it earlier in the broadcast, Jeremy. 8 left on base, 6 in scoring position. A lot of what if for the Cougars, but they have to get through the bottom of the 6th first as Nick Torra steps to the plate. The sizzling hot Nick Torra takes a first pitch strike from Cole O'Neill, 0-1.
And the interesting part about this game is North Reading coming into this championship, they were getting it done with pitching and defense. And now they have a 10-run, and the inning is still going explosion here to take this big lead.
That one fouled at the plate, and the count quickly 0-2 to Nick Torra, who's 3 for 3, 2-run single in the first, a double in the third, and an RBI single in the 5th. This is the 8th batter of the inning for North Reading. In the dirt, good plate discipline by Torra, good stop by Resanito, and the count goes to 1-2.
O'Neill trying to get out of this inning without any further damage. 4 Hornet runners already across.
Soft jam shot, flipping off the mask, making the catch is John Resanito for the much-needed 3rd out for the Cougars. But the Hornets push across 4 runs here in the bottom of the 6th, take a 10-3 lead. Arlington Catholic down to its final 3 outs when we come back here on the NFHS Network.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Beisel. As a 3-time Olympic swimmer, I know how important it is to take care of your health. Here in Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts, we are fortunate to have the team at University Orthopedics taking care of us for all of our orthopedic needs. Whether you are swimming laps or swimming to raise money to cure cancer, their team has you covered. Remember, you don't have to be an Olympic athlete to be cared for like one. The best orthopedic care anywhere is right here, University Orthopedics.
Every hometown needs a hero. Make home your home base. Learn more at nationalguard.com/MA.
Market of Worcester alongside Jeremy Abreu. I'm George Bannister, Colin Barkin, our producer. And we talked about it on the broadcast for those of you tuning in. It's the Hornets 10, the Cougars 3. Top of the 7th, Cougars down to their last 3 outs. But a championship run here for North Reading, looking for its 5th title in program history that has flexed its pitching and defensive muscles. But this afternoon here at Polar Park, they've seen the big field and they're like, ooh, we want to let our bats loose.
Yeah, it's been an offensive explosion for the Hornets. They came into this state championship game having scored 8 runs, their highest output against Medfield in the opening round, 10 runs on 10 hits here, and really courtesy of 2 huge innings. The 5 runs in the first, the 4 runs in the 6th, as Glenn Mello will try and close this out for the Division III championship.
Stick around. We have Another exciting baseball game, the Division I game between Braintree and Chelmsford, with a first pitch anticipated of 7 o'clock. It's probably going to be a little later here on the NFHS Network. Jeremy and myself and Colin will bring that to you. Here's the first pitch of the top of the 7th from Glenn Mello to Matt Tolan, in there for a strike, 0-1.
Mello continues his aggressive pitching, going right after the leadoff hitter.
The 0-1 misses outside, 1-1 the count. Matt Tolan 0 for 2 today, was intentionally walked in the first, bounced to second, fly to center. Has now a 2-1 count to his name.
Oakmont, the previous D3 champ, the last 2 years here, George.
That pitch in there for a strike.
Before that, in 2002, it was Austin Prep.
The 2-2, called strike 3 on the outside corner. First strikeout of the relief appearance for Glenn Mello, first out of the top of the 7th.
Again, Mello continues to work fast and aggressively. Nice velocity there and location for the first out.
Can't take that as a hitter. You just simply cannot. That brings up Ryan Torello, 0 for 2 with a walk sandwiched in. Bouncer to second. Rica to first. Out number 2. Just like that, 2 batters, 2 outs, and now Cole O'Neill, the last chance for Arlington Catholic to extend this season.
The Hornets 1 out away from this Division III crown.
It'll be their 5th title in program history as that ball misses. And it'd be their first since 2012, beating Mount Everett 8-4. The 1-0 downstairs, 2-0 to Cole O'Neill. O'Neill 0 for 3, reached on a fielder's choice in the first, fly to right in the third, and bounced to third in the 5th. The 2-0 on the outside corner, 2-1. And now that student section getting a little more rowdier. That pitch clips the corner.
And now the Hornet student section ready to erupt here. 1 strike away.
Pitch missed inside, 3-2 now. Full count to Cole O'Neill.
That's an adrenaline ball there by Mello.
100%. The 3-2, fly ball center field. Shallow center coming in is Brady. Makes the catch! Championship number 5 for North Reading. Final score, North Reading 10, Arlington Catholic 3. Championship number 5 for the Hornets, and what a season from both of these teams, Jeremy.
Yeah, it really was, George, and what an offensive performance here by the Hornets. 10 runs, 10 hits. They played flawless in the field. Dylan Matthews, great job on the mound, as well as Glenn Mello here to cap out that 5th state championship for the Hornets.
An unbelievable showing by the Hornets, which saved their best offensive output of the tournament for the championship game. And for Arlington Catholic, though, their first trip to the title game, scrapped and scratched and clawed, but ultimately 2 big innings did them in.
Yeah, it was that first and 6th inning, George. 5 runs in the first, which is, no matter what, that's going to be hard to come back from. Then the Hornets put up 4 runs in the 6th to really blow this thing wide open.
Once again, the final score on the D3 championship, North Reading 10, Arlington Catholic 3. For our producer, Colin Barker, Our executive producers, Don Boyle and Dave Blanchard, my broadcast partner, Jeremy Abreu. I'm George Bannister saying thanks for tuning in. We're going to be quiet up here in the booth. We'll send it to public address announcer Pete Royce for the presentation of the runners-up and the championship trophies.
At this time, with the captains and the head coach from North Reading, please step forward to accept your MIAA Division III State Championship trophy and banner. Congratulations to the North Reading Hornets.
Thank you.